Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Home Field Lock Show. Right now, it's just me and Gavin. We'll have Logan and special guest Mike coming on for probably the NFL and UFC portion, I'd guess. But for the college part, it's just me and Gav. How you doing?
Doing good. I know it's a duo today, no more trio.
Yeah, no Logan's input on the college. But let's actually do the show recap first. We did pretty good. ACC SEC challenge. There are some shocking games, but overall we did.
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Tennessee screwed my parlay, so that that really sucked. But for the most part, we did pretty well. We pretty much predicted the SEC would dominate the second day, which it did. We just got Texas wrong on that because Virginia finally decided to play competent. But yeah, so let's get into it. We got what weekend through Monday. It's Saturday's a pretty solid slate. Nothing else though. But we got tomorrow or today's Thursday. We got
Yeah, tomorrow.
tomorrow Gonzaga in Kentucky. So this is I believe it's in Nashville. ESPN said it was in
It's in
is
Nashville.
it is at Nashville.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's kind of home for Kentucky, but not really.
Yeah.
Do you want to start us off on it?
Yeah, I can start us off. Kentucky just had a ugly game against Carolina, which they lost at home. Gonzaga's last game they played probably over a week ago. Yeah, it'll be over a week ago. Um, they got blown out by Michigan. I was high on Gonzaga coming into that game, coming into the Michigan game, and Kentucky, this is just a bad game to try and bounce back in my opinion. 3.5 points. I think it's actually generous.
Is that
So
what it's at?
yeah, it's at 3.5. So I'm gonna be on Gonzaga here. I think they get the bounce back win. This is a really bad bounce back spot for Kentucky. Um, I like I said, Gonzaga just an off game against Michigan. I think they come out and roll, and well, maybe not roll, but I do think they come out and dominate pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you on the Gonzaga 3.5 part. I I've made the personal decision not to judge teams based on their Michigan game at the players era because they just kicked everyone's ass. It was
Hmm.
very impressive.
Yeah,
And like you said, it was an off game. EK went 0 for 9 in that game, which I highly anticipate he doesn't do again.
never.
Tyon Grant, yeah, Tyon Grant Foster, he's been huge for Gonzaga.
Mhm.
And like we both watched that UNC Kentucky game with the injuries, they just look so worrisome. And
Mhm.
even the guys they have right now, like Otega Owe, I feel like he is such another level that he could get
He
to.
could get to. I totally agree, and I think Ike is going to be a pro. If Vsar was doing what Vsar was doing against Kentucky, who is playing better than anybody expected, Graham Ike is going to. I think Graham Ike is really going to have a field day. And then tying Grant Foster's that Caleb Wilson type, and Caleb Wilson shot 5 for 19, and they still beat Kentucky. So
Yeah.
I would say it's looking pretty good for Gonzaga.
Yeah, and Denzel Aberdeen, he's kind of been like a top guy for Kentucky, but I just feel like he shouldn't be. Like I feel like he just gets like too out of whack a little bit.
Hmm.
Like if
Hmm.
he's your top two, if he's like I guess
Your second or
him
third,
and
maybe his
Elway,
third.
he's kind of like their top option. If he's that, then it's not a great sign. But
Hmm.
one, I just want to point out one guy, Malachi Moreno for Kentucky. I know he kind of got handled by Vsar, which Vsar is at absolute minimum second in the ACC. Him and Gong were the top two centers. But like Moreno, I feel like has been playing well, and I feel like if he wasn't at Kentucky with in this disaster class right now, he'd be getting more credit. Which
Yeah.
it's going to be a fun matchup, him versus EK, and like facing Vsar, facing EK, it's going to benefit him very well for SEC
Especially for
ball.
SEC play. Yeah, I mean, as a true
Yeah,
freshman too, those are two tough, uh, tough assignments. I mean, really tough assignments. I was in that Carolina game I was watching. I was impressed by Colin Chandler. He's been pretty good the past couple games.
yeah. He had an off game from three, but he was getting it
Yeah,
done inside, which
I
he's going
don't.
to have to show up.
Oh yeah, I don't think Kentucky's. I think Jalan Lowe's going to be back too, also for Kentucky this game.
Oh,
They
really?
said he was a questionable for like a game time decision for North Carolina, I believe. Um,
Oh.
But when do you know when Quaintance is coming back?
Um, now see all the Kentucky reports are so like everywhere. Like Lowe is returning tomorrow, and then he's also waiting for something that says he might need to get surgery puts him out for the season. Like
Yeah.
it's um he's hoping Diabate can return sooner than that, so I'm assuming he's out. Um yeah, I'm really not sure. Lowe, I guess, could be back, but a lot doubtful. Quayton's just definitely not back. He just started getting like back into the flow of things.
Mhm.
So, like, they're just so banged up, but
Yeah.
it's I think it's a Kentucky issue. When was the last time we went through a season and Kentucky wasn't like, "Oh, we have 5 guys out."
Yeah, we have 5 guys out, like yeah, that's a
It's
good
like
point.
it's like every freaking year at this point.
I mean, we're saying
But
this about Gonzaga and Kentucky, and Kentucky's just gonna come out and take away 40. He's gonna score 40 points and
they went
well
1 for 13 from deep against UNC. When was I've never seen
dude,
them
they were
shoot that
1
bad.
Carolina they were 1 for 16 in, like, 10 minutes. Like, Carolina held them
Yeah.
to it was horrible for
They
them.
didn't have a they didn't have a field goal for, like, 10 minutes, and LA had that layup, and then I don't know what they did. Like, I
Yeah,
don't remember
it was
anything after that.
crazy.
But we're both on Gonzaga here. Cincinnati Xavier, this is a fun rivalry, and I believe this is the Wes Miller game now, essentially.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much, pretty
so
much.
the Wes Miller game, I can take it. Xavier, I I got a bad like feeling about them early because they were playing terrible. They've been playing a lot better basketball as of recently. Roddy Anderson, I really like him off the bench. He's sporadic in a good way. Like he's been put up 20 every now and then, which from a bench guy, that's huge. And over to Cincinnati, their offense has just they have a tendency to be very stale, which
Mhm.
Baba Miller, he was hurt. He's coming back, so maybe that can get him going a bit. But like versus Louisville wasn't great. Versus Eastern Michigan, I think they just put up 56 points. Like and
Yeah,
Carleton State, like 70. Like it's just been bad. Like outside
it's
of
been
Day Day
bad.
Thomas, it's been so stale.
Mhm. Um,
I'm going Xavier.
that's fine. I actually just got a report that Jizzle James is gonna be back for Cincinnati, and I crazy name, but, Jizzle James is a dog. I mean,
He's a dog. I'm going
this is a great rivalry. I do love this rivalry. Losing to Eastern Michigan is
brutal.
inexcusable. I mean, I don't have any other words other than inexcusable. This Xavier team was so unimpressive in the beginning, and then they kind of got it a little bit together. They're starting to win some games. Um, you're on Xavier here? Yeah, it's almost a pick 'em.
I think the home team
Wins
and
this game.
I've kind of been down on Xavier, so I kind of want to reverse it a bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Cincinnati. I think if Jizzle James is coming back and he does have a role on the team, I mean it's not guaranteed that he'll play. It's just that he's back on the roster and is expected to play. Who knows what that means? Um,
Yeah,
but another person is Sean Abayev.
yeah.
In their loss against Eastern Michigan, he was brutal. And then against Tarleton State, 4 for 10 is really it's okay. It's not great. I'm looking for him to have a little bit of a bounce back game because against Dayton, he was pretty awesome for them and he looked good. So
He seems to be a streaky, like,
real
streak.
streaky, really, really streaky. But
Yeah,
Day Thomas dog. I mean, I think Xavier's. I just don't. I just against good competition, they have not been great. I'll say that. Other than West
yeah.
Virginia,
They're gonna need Trey Carroll for sure.
yeah, big time. So I'm on Cincinnati.
Right. Really fun matchup Saturday at the great time of noon, where I'll still be hungover and tired. So it's hopefully Duke isn't as like sluggish as I will be. I'll give you the honor since it's my team.
Um, wow, this game. What a game! First off, it's a great game. I'm looking at the spread. I can't believe that Michigan State is favored. To be honest with you, I'm that
I can.
stunned. Um, Duke in the last game, they were blowing Florida out and just kind of let them back. And it was a great game down the stretch. It was a ugly game. Well, not really ugly per se, but in the last couple of minutes, Duke kind of faltered. It just didn't look like Just didn't look like Duke, to be honest with you. And Michigan State has been, I think we talked about on the show how unbelievable Michigan State has been. So it's two hot teams, really. I'm I'm gonna bite my tongue, but I'm gonna take Michigan State. In Michigan State, one of the premier arenas to play. Tom Izzo at home
Sure.
is
Yeah.
nothing short of amazing. Duke's last two games against Arkansas, I think they kind of got an unfair spread there. 12.5 didn't make sense for
Yeah.
Duke to be favored by that much.
That was
But
proven versus Louisville.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And that Duke Arkansas game, it was a close game. It really was. And Duke ended up kind of running away with it down the stretch.
Mhm.
And the opposite happened in the Florida game where it got close. People hit some shots. Florida's three ball really got them back into the game, though. Thomas Houck, they started running the offense through the big guys instead of through the guards, which I think Florida might have found something there, running it through their Condon and Houck. And Michigan State already does that. I mean, Kohler's been great for Michigan State. Jeremy Fears is great. I know Caleb Foster's a good defender. I hate him. Good defender. I think this game's going to be close. I think there's no bad pick either way.
Mhm.
But I'm personally going to be on Michigan State just with the two Cooper and Kohler, and then Jeremy Fears. Just I think Cam Ward should be back too. And I think he was out last game. I think he'll be back. So I'm going to ride with the Sparty.
Yeah, if you asked me at halftime of the Florida game, I would have said there's no doubt that we're winning this, but now it really is. It can go either way. Tough home environment. A big thing about Michigan State is they were shooting the ball really well, and they beat Iowa by a good margin, but their shooting did slip back down to 25%. And if that's the case again, I don't think they beat Duke because Duke's front court is the best that they're going to face. I'm trying to think, maybe all year, I would say, unless, yeah, I would say all year it's the best front court they're going to face. And Duke proved themselves through the front court, like Cam and Pat and Gongba.
You think it's
They,
better front court than Purdue? Trey Kaufman ran. Big dog. Maybe a better front court, but not the best player. Maybe Trey Kaufman runs the best player they'll see in the front
I
court. I don't know. Cameron Ridge
yeah,
is a fucking
no,
monster.
Cam, I would say Cam's better. Well, them and Purdue, it's the best front court they've faced so
One
far,
of
and a
no
top
doubt.
2 or 3 that they'll face all year. And
Okay.
Duke, the big test was how are they going to handle Florida's front court of Houck, Chinyulu, Condon, Hanglockton, and they definitely passed the test. Cam was going right at Chinyulu, what I was not expecting. I thought he would
Mhm.
have to create more from the midi to outside, which he still did shoot outside. And Pat and Gungba looked amazing from both like a playmaking and a scoring standpoint. But the offense did look very stale in the second half.
Yeah, they just came out
And
flat.
yeah, and the thing is, I don't think it's a product of the Duke team. I think it's just a product of John Shire doesn't run much of his offense until conference play, which has been true all 4 years so far. Like last year, the offense looked terrible until probably the Auburn-ish game, and then he started implementing more sets and running the offense more.
Yeah.
But a big thing is obviously going to be the backcourt. Foster and Evans can't go 2 for 12 again from deep. Like
Mhm.
Evans hit that shot, which is amazing. It's a huge attribute to stay confident and be able to rely on you no matter what. But like they look just bad. Like Evans did slash the rim, but if they're shooting like that again, they're not gonna win.
Who do you
But
think will guard Fierce? Evans?
I'd say Foster.
You'd say Foster. See, I would prefer almost an Evans Matt. He might not be able to move with them, but he's so lanky. I mean, what, block 5 shots against Florida? That was
Yeah,
impressive.
it was a lot from the help though, but I feel like Michigan State puts Kurtang in the corner a lot, and it's kind of a kick out, which is a big again for the front court.
Mhm.
Um, this is also back to front. This is the most athletic front court Michigan State is gonna like they faced, and I don't think their front court matches up too well against Duke. I think Duke's very athletic and can get outside and inside. So it's going to be tough, especially if like put them in some pick and rolls.
Mhm.
I'm going to go Duke, just probably home cooking a bit, but
Yeah,
it's going to be
nah,
a
I don't
good
you
game.
gotta pick your team. You got to. I won't ever
Yeah. I
I won't
mean,
ever
I'd imagine it goes 1.5 to Sparty, like
It
spread
is
wise.
1.5 right now. So,
Okay. And that's
I
because
am
they're
surprised
home.
though. Um,
I'm not.
I
You
actually think
can't.
it's going to move more in Sparty's favor because I think people are going to back them. I think it'll probably go to 2.5.
I mean, people get so paranoid over the second half of that Florida game, and yeah, it all depends how the backcourt is. I'd say
Yeah,
they're
no doubt.
gonna have to play better than that Florida game. Iowa State, Purdue. Obviously, Iowa State's one of my favorite teams. They're one of your least favorite teams.
Hate them.
For what reason? Who
Who knows?
knows?
Who knows?
A big thing is Taman Lipsey was out. I don't know his latest injury report,
Let's
to
see
be
if we can find
honest.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, that makes the
besides
whole difference.
exactly. Besides that, Momcilovic and Jefferson, they have been great. And when they're healthy, that big three is like right near the top of the nation. Like 1 through 3, it's got to be like top three at minimum. Like they are all very good, and Iowa State has been awesome. But going into Mackey and getting a win, it's just tough. And since TKR has came back, Purdue has looked awesome outside of that Memphis game.
Yeah,
Um, Even with Lipsy, I'm gonna go with Purdue. Maybe if a line came out before Lipsy's
4.5
status,
is right now.
see, I would probably sprinkle on that, and then if Lipsy's out, then I would say it's free.
I
So
don't hate that at all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna back you. I'm gonna be on Purdue too. They look unbelievable, and Purdue is another crazy atmosphere.
uh,
Iowa State has it's nothing even against Iowa State at this point. Milan Momcilovic is unbelievable. Joshua Jefferson's been amazing. That's a bit, and Taman Lipsey. That's a great big three to have.
it's awesome.
But Braden Smith, TKR, Fletcher Lawyer's been pretty great, shooting damn near 50% from three, which is what you need Fletcher Lawyer to be doing.
His thing was consistency, and so far,
Exactly.
besides last game versus Rutgers, which he wasn't that bad, but if he stays consistent, that's just gonna be so huge for Purdue.
Yeah. And obviously it's the best team anybody will face all year, but it's the best team Iowa State's faced. Zuby Ejiofor for St. John's had a good game against Iowa State. And I think obviously Purdue has just a better team than St. John's. And
Yeah.
I think TKR will get his. I think Momcilovic will still get his, but I'm gonna back Purdue. This is only their second tough game, if you ask me. Mississippi State is nothing, Creighton's nothing, and Syracuse is nothing. So I'd say first true road game against a good team. I think Purdue gets it done.
Yeah, they had a relatively easy going,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
but
players
they
there.
but they did what they should have, and a lot of teams didn't. So,
Agreed.
but I'm going Purdue just because it's so hard to win this. This should be a fun game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville and Indiana, they both really need wins, but Indiana was so disappointing yesterday, man. Against in that loss at Minnesota, you can't lose
Can't
that
lose to
game.
Minnesota.
No, DeVries, he went 3 for 10 from deep. I think they are going to play a lot better than that, but I don't know. Louisville, their defense they did struggle that game. I think there are some valid concerns in that.
It's
I'm
five
going
and a
Louisville.
half. Louisville.
Ooh,
Five and a
it's
half.
5.5 to Louisville. Ooh.
See,
I mean,
spread wise, I don't know if I can bet this. I mean, I don't know what your pick is. I'm going to back Louisville to win. Indiana has not beaten anybody good as far as I'm concerned. Marquette sucks. Kansas State sucks. They have literally beaten Nova. They played 3 Power 5 opponents and are 2-1 with a loss to Minnesota. I'll take Louisville to bounce back. Um, That was a tough game. That was a tough game against Arkansas. Louisville has some good wins too. I mean, Kentucky obviously not great, but they beat them. Beat Cincinnati on the road and lost to Arkansas. I'll take Louisville to bounce back here. I don't know if I'll play the points though.
yeah, I'm taking Louisville to win too. I think Louisville needs a solidified win. Like I know they beat Kentucky, but Cincinnati they looked rough, and Arkansas they looked rough. In their past two power conference games, they really have not shot the ball
Mm-mm.
too well, and their defense is also a concern. So I feel like they need to get it going a bit. I'm picking Louisville too, though. Indiana, if they won last night, I would have maybe considered, but that was bad. It was.
It was
I
bad.
lost money on that. It sucked. Illinois and
Cool.
Tennessee.
Yeah, spread's already out for this one. It's going to be going 2.5 to Tennessee. Um, Tennessee's coming off two loss streak, one against Kansas, who seemed to found their legs a little bit. We were worried about them, still are a little worried, but seems like they've kind of found their legs. Illinois hasn't played since they lost to Kentucky. Um, this is a tough going 2.5 to Tennessee. To me, this is tough. I like Illinois personally. Um, the game's in Tennessee.
It's in
Rick
Nashville.
Barnes is
Yeah.
a regular season merchant.
Well, I'm going Illinois.
Are you?
I Tennessee, they've just been so uninspiring lately. Like Nate Ament, he has played so soft and he has not lived up to like the tough games. And Jacoby Gillespie, his last two games have been bad. And when he's off, it's pretty much a death sentence for the Volunteers. Illinois, they lost twice, but they gave Bama a really good game. And
Mhm.
Stojakovic, I think his best two games have been the two biggest games, Bama and
Did he? Yeah. What did he do
UConn.
against UConn?
I think he had a good
Nothing.
game.
What?
Really?
He
I thought
against UConn?
Stojakovic had a good game.
He went 1 for 7 with 3 points.
Oh, never mind. Well,
He had a really good game against Bama, if that's what you and Texas Tech too. But against
Texas Tech,
UConn,
that's
man,
what I was
oof.
thinking of. Yeah, I mean,
I
UConn
think
owns
I'll have to. I
Illinois.
think I'll be with you too. I'll take Illinois. I find it's tough to think that like Tennessee's going to lose 3 in a row, but they just aren't. They just aren't very
If
good. Yes, they beat
Gillespie
Houston, but
if Gillespie's still off, they're like they're screwed.
And Jalen Carey is pretty much the only reason they stayed in that Syracuse game, and Illinois got like the Twin Towers, so
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
take
going.
I'll take
I'm
Illinois
going
too.
Illinois. And
I do like.
I'll probably bet Illinois money line on the game too.
I'll just take the points just to be safe, but I don't hate a money line play there.
Ole Miss St. John's. I picked Ole Miss to beat Miami in our ACC SEC. You guys said they were terrible. I didn't believe you, and it came true. And in the press conference, it just seems like the whole team's out of whack. Like Coach Beard. Like, did you see that clip with
When
AJ
he said that
Store?
AJ Store, what an
He was
asshole,
he was like, "We need new players." Like, it just seems like the whole locker room
is
is
not
in
doing
a
too well.
mess. No, St. John's doesn't look great either, but they're
Mm-mm.
looking competitive in the minimum. Zuby Ejiofor, he does have a lot more to give. I feel like I believe he was projected Big 12 or Big East player, the preseason player of the year, and I don't think he's looked good, but not to that level. Bryce
Yeah, I think he's
Hopkins,
been pretty damn good. I mean, yeah, not
he's
that
been
level, but
good.
he's definitely been good.
He's been good, but I feel like he has another level to him.
I agree. Yeah,
Bryce
I
Hop,
agree. I think there's
yeah, Bryce Hopkins, he's been scoring the ball well. Just they've looked they've looked like a lot more competent team than Ole Miss, and it's in MSG, so
yeah. I think St. John's is going to win this game by 50. If I could bet, I'll spread 50. Rick Pitino is going to have this team in tip top shape. Um, they're coming back home. It's in Madison Square Garden. They are going to kill this team. They are going to kill Ole Miss. I really think they will. I love St. John's also, so this is a little bit of bias, but I don't see Rick Pitino, especially with that clip you're talking about, the problems going on in Ole Miss. Probably gonna
yeah.
bite. Probably gonna have to, eat crow here when Ole Miss wins by 3. But I
Like,
cannot see St. John's with the talent they have being a 4-4 team. I can't. I
by
can't.
the way, you
And
should
it's a
be glad.
12-point projected spread. So
You
uh,
should be glad I did not post Utah State. They're down 10. Okay.
fuck.
Auburn, Arizona. This I like
Interesting.
this game a lot.
Yeah, it's an interesting. You can start with this one. I have no idea.
Yeah, I changed my mind like twice to three times on this game. Like it's in
Actually,
Arizona, so I'm gonna go the home team.
yeah,
Jaden
okay.
Bradley has struggled a bit of
Ooh,
late,
seven and a
which
half points for Arizona.
I'm gonna be taking Auburn spread though.
Yeah.
But To win the game, I'm going Arizona. The freshman duo is balling out, Burries and Pete, and Zona's dominating the glass. Against NC State, Auburn, I think they should have won by more. Pettiford, he kind of had a stinker. So Hall and Overton, they picked them up though, which they have like having this trio and having weapons is very dangerous because Pettiford, if he's not on, then one of my biggest fears was that they'd just be totally screwed. But for him to be that off and then to still beat NC State, that was a great sign for Auburn. As a team, they've been shooting very good. So, and I think it will translate. I think they're going to give Arizona a very good game. And if it's 7.5, I'm definitely picking Auburn against the spread. But I think the home crowd and Steve Pearl isn't it his first away game. So I'm going. Where is
I'm
it?
gonna be
Yeah, I'm going
against
Arizona.
you here. I'm gonna be on Auburn. Quite frankly, Arizona, I, they haven't had a big game since UConn. That's been a couple weeks ago. Um, they're a good team. I'm not gonna be upset when they win this game, but I don't know. I just there's something about Auburn that I think Arizona's due for a loss, and I'm gonna take Auburn, who, if we're not judging teams that have lost to Michigan, the last three wins at Oregon and then beat St. John's and NC State. I think those are three quality wins. I'm not saying they're the greatest teams. Those are three good wins, especially winning at Oregon on the West Coast. Um,
They won at Oregon. I thought that
yeah,
was in the play.
I believe it was at. It could have been neutral site. I could be totally
I
wrong,
think it
but
was in play there.
it was where?
I think it was in Vegas. That Vegas,
Oh, you know what
the
it was. But
festival.
1 point game against Houston.
Auburn's
That's
very
tough. That's a tough one. I'm gonna take Auburn. I think experience plays a big part here, and once again, Tahad Pettiford has good game, bad game, good game, bad game, and he just had a bad game against NC State. So I'm going to take him to get hot here and beat Arizona on the road.
Yeah, I originally chose Auburn, but ended up switching to Arizona, so I definitely don't hate the pick, and I won't be surprised if they do end up taking it. And that's all the college hoops we have right now, but we should be having an episode on Saturday morning because there are more games. We just want to get through what we have on the schedule today. But
Mhm.
so we'll be going over more college hoops for Saturday.
Holy
But
shit!
going
Utah State's losing by 15.
with college football, we got conference championship weekend. Should be fun weekend. Starting off Friday night, we have North Texas versus Tulane in the American Championship. I believe the game is at Tulane.
Um, I believe so too. One sec.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
yeah, it's at Tulane. I think this is going to be a very fun game.
Mhm.
And I think, listen, I know Eric Morris just got hired at Oklahoma State. I believe he's still coaching North Texas, though. I could be wrong. Um, Regardless, I'm taking North Texas with the points 2.5. I don't care that it's a Tulane. This North Texas team is impressive. Their quarterback, Mestamaker, dude's unbelievable. Jake Retzlaff's decent for Tulane, but I know Tulane already beat them, and they beat. Well, oh, I'm sorry, they didn't beat them. But the last time they played, Tulane pretty much crushed them. But this North Texas team's a different animal. Won 5 in a row, covered 5 in a row, double-digit spreads. Beat Navy, who's another good team, the American. Um, Tulane failed to cover against Charlotte. Beat Temple by a decent margin. Failed to cover against FAU. Lost to UTSA. I'm going to take North Texas. I'm going to take them with the points, and I feel fairly confident in that.
Yeah, North Texas, they lost to USF and then kind of shot out of a cannon. They've looked really good since that loss. I was considering going Tulane because home team, but I'm gonna go with the over. These are two really good scoring offenses, and looking at North Texas's recent games, 52, 56, 53, 31, 54. Like they've been putting up so many freaking points.
Mm-hmm.
And on Tulane side, 26, or that was before 27, 37, 35, 38, 26. Like I mean, 6.5, that's a lot of freaking points, but
Yeah.
North Texas's offense has been rolling, and Tulane, even if they get out to a big deficit, they're going to play catch up anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the over.
I like it.
Friday night as well, the Conference USA Championship.
Yep.
This is at Jacksonville State, Kennesaw versus JSU.
Um, yeah, so not a lot of people know about these teams. Jacksonville State, Jacksonville State's already beat Kennesaw this year. Beat them at home too. Um, there's not much to be said. I can't. There's not much too much analysis into this pick. Don't really know how I feel about it, but I like Kennesaw State. Um, I was watching a video the other day. Apparently, they have a path to the playoff. Um, it was kind of a joke, but it was like if certain things happen, like if Duke wins and then something else happens,
No, they would
um,
need Duke to lose, I would think.
would
Oh,
they?
no, they would need Duke.
Duke to
Oh,
win
they
and then
would Duke
someone
to
to beat
win.
somebody, but
Yeah.
apparently there's a path there. Like JMU to lose is another one. Um,
Probably Duke to win, Texas Tech to win, JMU to lose.
but I'm going to take a
Um,
bounce back. I think they come. I think they actually beat. They're going to beat. They're going to beat Jacksonville State. I know they already lost to them at home, but Kennesaw State's just one of those teams. They kind of excuse me. FIU beat Jacksonville State, which is a brutal loss. But I'm just going to take Kennesaw. I'll take the points there too. They're favored for a reason, um, even though they already lost to them. So I'll take them. Also, real quick, did you know the Sun Belt Championships tomorrow? I can't find it anywhere on any
it's
betting sites.
Troy is getting like 20 some points, dude.
That's why you can't find it. Cool. All right.
It's no,
Because it's like not on
Sunbelt.
action.
Troy is getting 23 and a half points to James Madison.
Ouch.
That is absolutely insane. I think that spread's got larger since the opening, which is even more crazy. I'm gonna go with the home team, Jacksonville State. They beat Kennesaw State a couple weeks ago, and Kennesaw State has not looked as good recently. Like they're they beat New Mexico State by 3, lost to Jacksonville State. They beat Montana State by 7, and they beat Liberty by 6 in double OT. Jacksonville State hasn't looked too much better. Well, they probably haven't looked better since that last meeting, but at home they already beat them. Like I'm not gonna act like watched these guys like every weekend, but I think Jacksonville State gets it done at home, and they're getting a couple points. I'll take the points. UNLV at Boise State on the blue turf for the Mountain West chip.
Yeah. I think this line's disrespectful. I'll come out and say that right away. I'll tell you just off the bat, I'm gonna be on UNLV. Spread's actually moved up now. It's at plus I can get it at plus 5.5 on FanDuel. So I'm gonna take them plus 5.5. I don't understand why Boise State's getting that many points. I know maybe just because of their history, because it's Boise State. Um, that's why they're getting that amount of points. And they already did crush them earlier in the year, but UNLV has gotten better. UNLV's kind of
I
turned it around. They played early on in the year, well, like 6 weeks ago, but UNLV's won 4 straight. Boise's lost two of their last four, so they're 2-2 in their last four to San Diego State, which they lost by. They only scored 7 points, and they only scored 7 points against Fresno, which that's kind of wild to me. The fact that they've only scored 7 points against Fresno and San Diego State's concerning. Um, so I'm going to take UNLV plus 5.5. I think Dan Mullen. He's awesome. Calandria, he's a solid. He's not solid. He's Anthony Calandria is a good quarterback, and I think they'll be able to beat Boise State at home. So
Yeah, I'm going Boise State. Their run offense has been great, and UNLV's run defense has been pretty bad. And Boise State's been able to find their passing game a bit. So I just don't think it's a very good matchup for UNLV. Like, I don't think they match up too well against them. Boise State, I think they're going to get it going on the ground, chew up some clock, and really be able to take advantage of the trenches.
yeah,
So, and then at home, it's I'm taking 4.5, but I'd say it stays within a touchdown, like maybe like
yeah.
7-ish
The only thing
points.
is, yeah, the first meeting they had at halftime was 28-24, and
Okay.
they got out. UNLV got outscored by 28-7 in the second half. It was just
It was 28-7, yeah.
yeah,
And
something like that. So it was
and
just
And if you look at Dylan Riley ran for 201 yards, and for total, they ran for 294 yards as a team.
Yeah.
So I don't see that trend ending. I think they're just going to
Yeah, I mean,
dominate on
UNLV
the
ran for
ground.
260 yards against them too. So
That's
one of their
true.
running backs only had 6 carries and he had 112 yards.
Yeah,
So
Glover.
yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be. I
yeah.
guess we'll see. I mean, the spread's a lot shorter this time than it's about 8 points shorter than it was last time. So we'll see.
Yeah, so obviously UNLV is going to stack the box, and I think Madsen's good enough to distribute the ball, even if they're selling out in their run. So I'm going Boise State to take that spread.
Oh,
Duke,
even
Virginia. Um, I've been thinking about this game a lot today, actually, and I'm in between two bets. I'm in between Virginia's spread and the over. Um,
hmm.
do you
Well,
have a bet?
um, I don't know. This
It's a
game is
tough
so
game. It's a
tough
tough
because it
game.
feels like everybody. It feels like everybody in the world's like rooting for Duke. I they got beat pretty good by Virginia when they were favored by
Mhm.
6 points. Um, dude, this game is so hard to eat.
Give me the over.
I don't hate
Duke's
the over. I don't.
Duke's offense is good and their defense has been bad. Their offense wasn't great against Virginia, but every now and then their offense hasn't looked amazing. And a lot of times they shoot themselves in the foot when their offense isn't as great. It's not like they can't like do anything. It's they kind of kill themselves.
I'll take Duke's
So
spread. I'm going to take them plus 4.5. I think Manny Diaz figures out the defense and they shut Virginia down a little bit better than they did last time.
I mean, if you look at it, I would say Virginia's spread is what a lot of people's going to be on just because they beat them by 17. They're ranked. Duke's not.
Uh-huh.
But
This
I
feels
think
like a
the
game
over.
that fucks up the playoffs and Duke wins. This is what that feels. Duke is going to screw the committee over and win this game.
Duke's going to be the first power conference team to win the conference and not make the playoffs.
Accidentally win a football game. Yeah.
And I like to put this on record. I did send to the group chat Duke ACC championship had some good odds on it. I forget what the exact one was, but weeks ago I did send that. So I can say I was one of the first on the wagon there. BYU, Texas Tech. I had a Texas Tech bet for plus 240 to win the Big 12 at near the beginning of the season, and it has aged beautifully. I'm going Texas Tech minus 12.5. They they clamped up BYU last time, and I don't think BYU is going to hang.
It feels like kind of storybook that it feels storybook. Like BYU, their coach almost got poached by Penn State, and he comes back to the program because he loves them so much, loves the program so much. Um, I I'm having a tough time picking these conference championship games. I'm saying all these
Almost
things
like
on
they're good
here.
games.
I'm saying all these things on here, but I could end up like going the opposite way. I think Texas Tech wins the game. I'll say that. I mean, it's a 13-point spread, so that's like just saying that. I think Texas Tech wins this game, but I don't know. Texas Tech's been so good.
Yeah, and I also have a bet for them to make the semis. I have a bet for them to make the chip. So I am all Red Raiders.
I'm I'm gonna just leave it at I think Texas Tech wins this game. I will have a bet in this game. I don't know. I'm looking at team totals trying to find something that I like to
You
just
like
give
the
out
over?
here. My initial read, I don't know if I'll bet it. My initial read is BYU to cover. That's what I'll say.
I really don't hate the under on this
I
game
was thinking, okay,
either.
if it's at 49, if it's at 49 and a half, I really like the under. Because I mean, I don't see Texas Tech scoring 30 points. I just don't. And I
And
don't
I
know what
don't see
BYU will score, but
BYU going over 25. So I think
28,
there
21. I mean,
I
that's
think there
harsh.
I think there could be two outcomes to this game. I think Texas Tech could kill them, which would be like 30-7, something in that 30ish to 7, which isn't covering. And also their offense may not be as good. But I think a given is that Texas Tech's going to play very good defense, and which has been true. Like, if you look at the last games, they won 49-0, 48-9, 29-7. So like, even though they're putting up those points, they're not letting up too many. So when BYU, obviously they're a better defense than like UCF and West Virginia, they
Mhm.
faced like I think the under my bet is Texas Tech, but I might I might go with the I think I'm gonna put money on the under as well.
And just in BYU's last game, they got punched in the mouth in the first quarter. I mean, they came out and got punched in the mouth. And in the first quarter of the Texas Tech game that they played, they also got punched in the mouth. Um, that's something I
Uh,
actually might play. Is like a first quarter spread, 3.5, like
okay.
Texas Tech to be up like 7-3 or 7-0, even six
Yeah.
nothing. Considering UCF went up 14-0 and Texas Tech started off 10-0, that's just BYU, I guess, doesn't come out well in the first quarter. I mean, at least the last two games, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Something. I guess we'll just have to see, but um, who knows?
Going on to a banger, which I feel like this is the championship game every single year for the SEC.
Pretty much.
It's Georgia and Bama in Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah, it's always in Atlanta. I'll let you start again.
Thing is, uh, Georgia did not look too great against Georgia Tech.
Mm-mm.
I'm just not a big Bama guy this year, to be honest. Like, they're good, like, no doubt about that, but
Yeah.
2.5. I'll go Georgia.
So I saw a thing today that in their last 11 meetings, what do you think Bama's record is? Last 11.
4-7.
10-1 in their
Wow,
last
so
11
off.
meetings.
I was so
Yeah.
off.
So yeah, Georgia has not looked good. Um this is another game where I'm like taking a peek at the under. Georgia hasn't
Yeah, but
scored.
wasn't that one win a national championship? It was the national championship
Well, yeah, when they beat them 33-18. Yeah. Scored 20 points in the fourth quarter, won it. Um
with what's his face?
the under to me looks appealing. I mean, it would have already hit earlier in this year, earlier in the year when Bama won 24-21. I think it's going to be a fucking battle though. So I don't think the under is going to hit. I guess they're so hard to pick. I might ride you with George. Ride with
What do
you.
you mean by that?
I might ride with you. I mean, 11 and the fact that wow, a 5 and last 7 mean. Dude, I don't fucking know at this point. These games are so hard. The only one I had in my mind, I already had the next game's the only one that I had made up in my mind. I'm already picking it. Like I'll throw a bunch on it. But
I could bet we're on the same side of that game, but all right, what's your pick on
yeah.
this one?
Mm. Mm.
The SEC chip is always tough, man.
This is so fucking hard, bro. This is so fucking hard. Give me game time decision.
Pick a side.
I'll take Georgia.
Okay.
We don't need to discuss this
confident.
for very long. Let's end this at 40. We got what 55 seconds till it's 45 minutes. Ohio State by 1,000. That's about
I
it.
am definitely going Ohio State.
Yeah, it's not even
No
really
disrespect to Indiana, they're good, but I think Ohio State is 15 balling, maybe 20 everyone to a national championship.
Yeah, this isn't this. I don't think it's going to be relatively close. I don't think anybody thinks this is going to be relatively close.
No.
4 points is being
It's gonna
nice to
go
Ohio
up to, I
State.
bet it goes up to like 6.
Yeah, I might lock it in now. I'm going to take Indiana's under team total at 21.5. Don't think they get there. Just don't think they get there. That's about it for me. Penn State held a close game with them. What the fuck?
Should have won that damn game.
Should have won the game. Just flat out should have won the game. Ohio State's not really. It doesn't even feel like they're real.
No, they're so good.
So yeah, I'll be on Ohio State -4. Indiana's under team total 21.5. I'm also probably looking at the first half team total and probably taking the under there. I did it with when they played Notre Dame in the playoffs last year. So,
All right, that wraps up our college part. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll go over NFL and UFC, and we'll have Logan like usual, and we'll have Mike. So, thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back from the break. We now have Logan and special guest Mike. Mike, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. Big opportunity here. Ready to talk some NFL and some UFC.
Yeah, Logan, thanks for actually coming on. We were like an
Sorry,
hour
man.
late, but
Had
it's
some
all right.
had some stomach issues, you know.
asshole.
Getting into
Shit happens.
We got the Cowboys and Lions going tonight, so I want to kick this one off.
I can. I don't know what side of the spread to be on. Me and Logan cooked up a TD parlay, 2 TD parlays. The only thing I'm actually on straight is just the under. I don't know why. Don't ask for why. Um, it's supposed to be high scoring, but it's Thursday night game, so I'm going to take the under.
I'll go
That's
after
it.
that. I don't mind that. I just feel like they both had a full week since Thanksgiving, so it's kind of like a Sunday to Sunday transition. So I don't know if the points are going to be affected by that, but I kind of like the Cowboys with if it moves to 3.5, because just with that hook, a lot of games come down to that 3-point game. So we'll see how the line moves towards it, but I do agree with you with the player props. I feel like it's going to be a heavy player prop game.
No doubt.
Logan.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm pretty sure I brought this up in I forget what episode it was. Actually, it was right when the Lions were playing the Giants, and there was a stat going around. It was the Lions off of a loss in the last 4 years. They cover the spread no matter what it is after they lose, and I'm pretty sure me and Gavin took the Lions to cover 14. They did not against the Giants, so like that's just how it is. But lost to the Packers, maybe they can get back on the streak tonight, cover the spread.
Yeah, I mean they're still 13-1, so
Yeah,
F it.
13.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm
bad.
gonna go with the Cowboys. I I don't think the Lions are playing very good football right now. Like, even though they lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving by 7, they didn't look too good, and they took the Giants to overtime. They looked terrible in that game versus the Eagles. They did not look good, and the Cowboys are trending in the other direction. Like, I know they beat the Chiefs by 3, who aren't all that great this year, but I'll always treat a Chiefs win like pretty high standard. So their defense is playing a lot better than what it was in the beginning of the year too. So I'm gonna go with the boys, unfortunately. Sunday night, Texans and Chiefs. Anyone want this?
I'll take this one. I think that this is a trap game for the Texans. At Arrowhead, Sunday Night Football, Pat Mahomes, he knows he has to win the game. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one, unpopular opinion. But yeah, I just think that Pat Mahomes controls the time possession, keeps that his defense on the sideline, and I don't think that the Texans will be able to move the ball that much.
Yeah,
I'll go next.
yeah. If you want to go next, I'll go after you.
I'm gonna go with the under here. Kind of on the same path Mike was going on. Like, Texans say they are winning games right now. They put up 20 against the Colts, 23 against the Bills, which isn't amazing. But especially the Texans, like, compared to anyone, they have those offensive games where they just like are like total nothing, like total stall. And like said, Mahomes knows he has to win to make the playoffs now, which I feel like this is when the Chiefs are going to start playing their best ball. So in Arrowhead, I think the Texans are going to struggle to move the ball. And Chiefs, I think they probably cover, but I think more under. I think the Chiefs hold their defense. Their defense keeps the offense from scoring too much.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much that. I'm going with Danny here with the under as well. I think it's just going to be a defensive battle here. I mean, Texans defense has looked like one of the best in the NFL this year so far. I can see this being a very just back and forth defensive battle. A lot of punts, not really moving the ball like too close to the red zone. So yeah, I'll probably go with the under here.
Yeah, I mean I like the under 2. I don't want to have the same pick as you guys, so I'll just kind of take a shot here. Um, it's just about even for the Texans team total under, so I'm kind of going on the Chiefs side. It's at 19.5. I kind of do expect it to move up to 20.5 because it's juiced on the over at 122. So if you can get Texas team total under 20.5, I actually love that. I think the Chiefs defense bounces back after getting punched in the mouth by the Cowboys. So I mean, it's kind of a Chiefs bet, but more so just fading the Texans offense, even on a win when they scored 20 points. I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I'll start with the Monday night game with the Birds. I'm going to Chargers spread. I'm shocked that we're favored in this game, to be honest, because we look absolutely terrible right now. And I don't know if it's more of an overreaction of being a Birds fan expecting more, but I don't think we win this game.
Danny, really quick, bro. Who's we? You don't play for the Eagles, bro.
You're an asshole, dude.
Blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Dude, I don't know. How has Justin Herbert looked in practice? Is he limited or is
I know he had surgery on his left hand on Monday, so I'm pretty sure he's questionable going into the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was. That's like the last thing I saw. I mean, he said he was going to play, but I honestly have no idea. Like, I want to go with the Eagles here. I really do, but I can't trust them right now. Especially with just Patulo being the play caller. He's terrible. And I
You know
hope
what?
people egg his house. So fuck.
I'll go. I'm gonna say that I think I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles spread, and I'm going to take the Eagles team total over 20.5. I don't care. I know Patula's been horrible. I know the Eagles have been horrible. 2 losses in a row. I mean, their team total would have hit in one of those losses anyway. Patula, after getting his house egged, take some revenge. I'll take some revenge. I think they get it done. I think the Chargers are not as good as their record. I don't know. I just don't think they are as good as their record, and I'll take the Birds.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go in the same direction. I like the Eagles spread because the Chargers' offensive line is very banged up and it's not very good to even begin with. And especially if Herbert doesn't play, Trey Lance has showed us that he's up there for one of the biggest busts in the NFL history at this point. So, and I think the Eagles D line is really going to get after it on Monday night. I think they're going to have
Carter's
5+
out.
sacks. It doesn't matter. They have Jalen Phillips off the edge. I think Jalen Hunt's playing good football as well. And then I think we see a Brandon Graham sack as well on Monday night. But
Brandon.
But yeah, I like the Eagles taking this one, and I think that they're going to control the time possession. I think they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit better against the Chargers front as well. So we'll see how it goes. The Chargers do have a good defense, though, so it could be one of those games where it's kind of like the Texans Chiefs, where it's just a lot of punts. But I think the Birds take this one.
One line I'm interested to see in is Vidal's rushing over-under because he just absolutely tore the Raiders up 126 yards, and the Eagles gave up 100 yards to 2 different rushers, which is pretty impressive to do. So I'm not saying I'm taking it, but it's something I'm looking out for at least.
And one other thing is, Omarion Hampton was activated off the IR, so he might be coming back this week. I think they're going to take it slow, though. He might just be like a game-time decision. But if he does, I feel like he's not going to do much during the game. They're just going to keep him very limited. But he is another explosive player that they have that could be active for Monday.
Which is also another reason I feel like you can get a discount on Vidal's yards a bit. People see Hampton come back and they drop the line. 1 o'clock slate. Does anyone just go through what anyone likes here?
Yeah. I'll start. I mean, I'm really liking the Seahawks right now. I believe they're 7-point favorites.
7.
It went to the half. It's 7.5 now.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, I'm cool with that. I don't really understand it. I think the Falcons are absolute dog shit. They literally lost to the Jets. That's terrible. Like, Kirk Cousins sucks. Kirk Cousins is so bad. I actually I'd rather start JJ McCarthy over fucking.
Yo, don't talk about 9. Like, talk about 9.
I'd rather start JJ. Yeah, I don't understand that. Fuck that. Yeah.
I could probably list off a couple. Just real quick. Everybody knows I love my team totals. So starting from the top, I'm actually going to back 9, and I'm going to take back 9. I'm going to take Minnesota's over team total against Washington, 20.5. I'm going to take the Jaguars under team total, 23.5. I'm going to take the under in the Saints game, 41.5. That rivalry is usually low scoring. I don't know. The Saints actually surprisingly have a decent defense, and the Bucks are still kind of banged out. Did Bucky play last? Did Bucky even play?
Yeah, he had a touchdown.
He did.
I think he
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. He did have a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So beyond that, I'm looking also at the under in the Ravens Steelers game. The Steelers are fucking brutal. It's a brutal watch week in and week out. My friend here is a Steelers fan. I feel so bad for him. He's got to watch Penn State and the Steelers. That's just a death sentence.
Yes.
So I'll take the under. That's probably it for me though. The 2 unders and the team totals. Yeah, it's a big rivalry weekend it looks like for some teams. So we'll see.
I like the under in the Steelers and Ravens as well. Like you said, it's kind of brutal right now, and even though the Ravens' defense isn't look great, I don't think the Steelers' offense is good enough to totally capitalize on that. And I'm gonna take the Commanders plus 1.5 versus Minnesota, just because Minnesota has looked absolutely terrible recently. Like their last game, they lost 26-0 to Steelers, lost 23-6 against the Packers, lost 19-17 and 27-19. Like they just look so bad. And at least the Commanders, they took Denver to overtime at least. So I mean, the lesser of the two evils, I guess. So those are my 2.
Yeah, and then I have a few that I like. I do like the Ravens spread this week. I think that the Ravens will bounce back, even though the Steelers defense, they've been playing terrible, but they're not what they used to be in the last few years. And I think Lamar and them, they get back on schedule. So I do like the Ravens. And then, like Gavin said, I do like the Buccaneers under. I just don't see the Saints putting up enough points, and I think they could get a few stops during the game to just keep that total under. And then my sleeper pick of the 1 o'clock slate, give me the Jets +3. Miami going up to New York, cold weather. That is not Tua's thing at all. So I think that the Jets play a gritty game and get it done.
Let me ask you a follow-up. Is anything Tua's game?
Turning the ball over.
Concussion and turn the ball over.
Dude, I want to see Vikings Dolphins, dude. How many interceptions do you think in that game?
Oh my god.
Won a lot of money off that. Props. 5+ picks in one game.
We have a fairly light 4 o'clock slate.
Yeah. I don't mind starting with this one. I just have 2 bets. Like back to my bread and butter, the team totals. I'm just gonna back the Broncos defense again. I mean, it just kind of never fails. I know they kind of let up a bunch of points to Washington last week. But 16.5, the Raiders offense really isn't that bad, but they couldn't even get over that mark against the Dallas defense. So and they only scored 7 last time they played. So I'm going to take the under 16.5 Raiders team total. And this bet is purely hate watch. I'm taking the Packers -6.5. I think the Bears fucking suck, and they get so lucky week in and week out. I'm tired
And
of
yet
the
they
fucking
keep
Bears.
covering when you're taking against
Bro,
them.
I do not care. This bet
Out
is
of
fueled off
spite.
of pure hatred. The Bears are not good, and I will die on this hill. And the Packers are going to beat them by 60. That's it.
Hate that. Dude,
I'm going off.
I just can't do it with the Broncos, dude. How are they're not a 10-2 team. They're just not that good. The Broncos are not
They're
that
going
good.
against
The Bears are not a 9-3 team, bro. I'm tired of this shit.
No, there's a bunch of teams, dude, and I like the Patriots. I feel like a lot of people kind of like diss on them a little too much, but they're easy schedule.
Fuck 'em.
But I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I guess Rams -8.5. I think it's 8.5 right now. I'd probably take that. I mean, they look very dominant. I'll probably take the Rams. That's probably the only one that I would.
I have one. I'm going Packers too. This seems like a prime spot for the Bears to have a letdown game. They like in the locker room, Ben Johnson's taking his shirt off. The team's going absolutely crazy. And the Packers just won a tough game in Detroit. So I think the Bears kind of return to what they are and the Packers cover.
Yeah, so same thought process as you, Danny. I think the Packers cover. I just think the Bears. It's a primetime game in Lambeau, 4:30 in December. The Packers do not lose at home at this time of year, so I will take the Packers minus 6.5. And then I hate saying this, I do, but I kind of like the Raiders spread because just in divisional matchups, the Raiders do play their opponents tough. So they just gotta get Brock Bowers to football. It just seems like they take too deep into football games to start getting their stars to football. But another thing with that is their offensive line is absolutely dreadful, and the Broncos have the best pass rush in the NFL. So that might backfire on me. But I am going to take the Raiders spread, and then a prop I like in the Rams game. I think Matthew Stafford bounces back from that last loss on the road in Carolina, and I'm going to take him 3+ touchdown passes.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
think I've ever uttered the words Raiders. I'm taking Raiders spread.
Oh, no,
Get
dude, I
him.
don't what the
I
Broncos.
said I'm going to regret this before I even say it. So,
The Broncos.
All right. We got a good UFC card coming up. Logan can't wait for that. And we brought Mike essentially on for UFC. So I feel like the conversation's just going to tail them talking back and forth about it. But without further ado,
yeah, so I'm fine with kicking this one off. In the opening fight of the main card, we got Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. So Bogdan, he is actually 18-3 in the UFC, and all 18 of his fights, he has won by finish. He has 15 knockouts and 3 submissions, and he's 3-0 in his last 3 with 2 knockouts and a sub. On the other side, Jan Blachowicz, he's 29-11-1. He's 42 years old. He's fought everybody the sport has to offer, so if he can dog this one out, I'd actually be surprised because he's 0-2-1 in his last 3, and the one draw was against Ankalaev in the title fight. So I see this one being done in the distance. I think Guskov gets the knockout.
I see. I'm actually I'm on the other side here with Jan. I like Gustav a lot. He's younger. I mean, he's a lot quicker. And I mean, but my thing is it's all about it's really style here. And I mean, I could see Gustav really getting a finish round, but like I said, Blachowicz, I mean, he's not very chinny. I mean, he takes shots. I mean, his resume, like you brought up that he was what 0-2-1 in his last 3, but it's all against the top guys. I mean, Pereira, Olberg, who's about to fight for the title.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just look at his resume, it's absolutely insane. And I mean, it was a split decision against Pereira. I like. I don't. I mean, I'm just gonna take Jan here. I could possibly see him winning by sub. I don't think Bogdan. I don't think his grappling is that good. I mean, I could see Jan getting him down on the ground and putting him in a rear naked choke. So I'm gonna go Jan.
Yeah, definitely. The only time Guskov really goes to the ground is when he gets taken down and then sprawls for position.
Yeah.
So he likes to keep it on the feet. So I think the longer this fight goes, Blahovich's chances go up. So I think Guskov's going to come out of the gate firing. And like you said, though, Blachowicz isn't very chinny, but just the age gap, I think it's just enough. If he just touches him on the chin a few times to begin the fight, he'll be wobbling, and then it's a whole different fight from there. I think he's going to be shooting more takedowns. Guskov, even if he does take him down, he can still sprawl for that position and get the submission. But I think it's going to be a good fight. It's a good fight to kick off the main card. And it's the last pay-per-view as well in the UFC before they go to Paramount, so they definitely want to make sure that this is a good event. So they're going to put some good fights lined up, and I think this is one of them to start.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah. I definitely could see. I could see that happening with Guskov, but like going back to it, Jan's just fought the way better competition, and I mean, I feel like this is a step down for him, and even with him, I mean, I think he turns 43 in February with the father time. I'm gonna take the unk to school. So
Yeah, this fight actually kind of reminds me of like the same situation as like a John Jones versus Aspinall. Not at the level they're at, but it's just the young upcoming fighter fighting an older guy with a lot of experience. It's kind of like a test for Guskov, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna take the youth with it.
All right, so I'll start off this one. We got Henry Cejudo, Triple C, former double champ versus Peyton Talbot. He's Frank Ocean's boyfriend, if you guys didn't know. But
One of the wildest relationships I ever heard in my life.
yeah, but so Peyton Talbot, he's a rising prospect. He started in the UFC with, I believe, all by finish, and then he ran into Raoni Barcelos, which he was a huge favorite, and his takedown defense was just terrible, and he was just held down pretty much all 3 rounds and lost. And then they put him up against Felipe Lima, which I didn't like that matchup whatsoever because it's prospect on prospect. And Felipe Lima's a amazing grappler. And Talbot really showed his improvement. He was able to stuff a lot of the takedowns, reverse it. And Talbot really improved there. With Cejudo, he was on a tear. And then I believe he just retired out of nowhere pretty much, like very abruptly. And then he unretired, and that was probably the worst decision because he's owing his last 3. I mean, one to Aljamain, one to Marab, but then to Song Yadong, and he just looked terrible. And he tried to find a way out in that fight, and he did. He got eye poked, but and the height, I don't know. It's just Henry just isn't looking like himself anymore. I'm gonna take Talbot here. I could see Talbot winning by knockout. This is Cejudo's final fight in the UFC. The size advantage is just too much. I mean, I believe it's 5'10" versus 5'4", and it's a 7-inch reach advantage for Talbot. I mean, I think Cejudo can take him down, but he's not going to be able to hold him down. So taking Talbot here.
Yeah, I do like that pick. With Talbot, he kind of scares me a little bit with the youth. He gets a little nonchalant in the octagon. Like, he'll just be, like, chilling there against the fence, just not moving his feet, not taking his head off center. So he definitely has to make sure he does not do that against a guy like Cejudo, who's very experienced. Because Cejudo, again, he's an Olympic champion in wrestling, so he definitely wants to stay off the ground with him because he will not be able to compete with him on the ground at all. And I feel like Cejudo is going to try to get this fight to the ground early just to use his advantage. Because, like you said, the age gap is crazy. It's an 11-year age gap, and Talbot also has the 7-inch reach advantage. So if he tries to keep this on the feet and trade blows, Cejudo will not be winning this fight. But yeah, I do think Talbot wins. He just has to come in with that killer mindset because if he lets Cejudo hang around for too long, that's where he starts to open the door for the upset.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, this is just Cejudo's. This is his. I mean, I think he just said himself. This is his retirement fight. This is his last thing. He wants to show what he can do, but I think Talbot is just the more explosive, younger fighter, and he's just faster at this point in his career. So, yeah.
Definitely. And Cejudo is also the guy. I just saw a video today saying Kamaru Usman's the fighter of the year. So
Like,
I don't really know what to say about that. I think he's fought. I don't even know if he's fought this year, to be honest, actually.
CP kicking it. But all right, we can move on to the next fight. You could start it off.
Yeah, so in this fight, we got Moreno versus Taira. So Taira is kind of another one of those prospects. He's 17-1, 25 years old. And he is more of a wrestler. He averages around 3.5 takedowns a fight. And Moreno, he's more of an all-around fighter. He's been around for a while. He's been the champion. He's fought that he can fight at a very high level. And it looks like he is 3-2 in his last 5. So 5's a little bit much of a sample size. That goes back a few years. But he's fought the best of the best. He's got all the experience he needs. And it's an even reach advantage. And in this one, I'm actually going to go with Moreno, showing the experience in this. Taira, I really just haven't seen enough of him. I've seen him fight in sparks, but I've never seen him go on like consistent tear of just finishing everyone that he fights. And I just think that Moreno just has the advantage with this one with the experience. And yeah, so his last 5 too, he had 2 unanimous decisions and then 1 split decision. So it could go either way, but I'm going to lean with Moreno with this one.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, but I also am biased towards Moreno. He is my favorite fighter, but I do think that he takes this here. I mean, Moreno is, I don't know how many times you see a guy win the belt, lose it, and then get it back. You don't really see that too often. So, I mean, Moreno's boxing is, I would say, it's some of the best at flyweight, except for Josh Van, but, we'll get into him the next fight. But Taira's like his fight against Roy Vol was very, very like it was very skilled, and the way that he was able to I don't think he was tested before that. Like all of his wins were pretty easy. The way that he was able to kind of come back in a way, like he would get knocked down and immediately he took his back. He took Roy Vol's back, which was very impressive. I didn't know how he was going to react to getting hit like that, but he's a dog. Tyar is definitely the future of flyweight, and he looks pretty big at flyweight too. After weigh-ins, like on fight night, but here with Moreno, he's just the way more experienced guy, like you said. I mean, his boxing's better. He's going to have decent takedown defense, but on the feet, Tyar gets dropped in pretty much every fight. And I mean, Moreno's going to capitalize on that. I mean, he is the best of the best on capitalizing. So I'm going Moreno here.
Yeah, and to add on to that as well, Moreno, it feels like we've been watching him forever. He's only 31 years old, too, so he's got plenty in the tank left. So, yeah, I see Moreno taking this one, but Tiara is definitely an impressive fighter. He does show that he has the ability to take that next step. So maybe Saturday night is the night that we see that step. But I just think Moreno controls it, and then if he does, like you said, if he does get that opportunity, even if it's on the feet or the ground, I think he capitalizes on it.
I agree. All right, and I mean, if we're done with this, we can move on to Pantoja Van.
Oh yeah, can't wait for this one.
Yeah, so I'll start it off. I mean, this is a co-main event, so I mean, it's a title fight, 5 rounds. Pantoja, this is on his way to being one of the best flyweights of all time. I mean, obviously he'd have to surpass Demetrius Johnson, but here, I mean, Pantoja has just been on an absolute tear, dominating the division. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's probably beat everybody twice at this point in the top 7. I mean, his last 2 fights weren't even they were just so dominant. But on the other hand, you got Joshua Van. I mean, he's an up and coming. He just kind of started a tear in 2024 and 2025. He got knocked out by Charles Johnson, but after that, he really made a nice run for himself. And then he fought what was it? Bruno Silva, knocked him out. 2 weeks notice. 2 weeks later, he fought Brandon Royval and ended up ended up winning that fight. And that was one of the fights of the year for me. I mean, I don't know. Off the top of your head, do you know how many strikes were thrown in that fight?
Oh, it was I'm pretty sure Roy Val landed 175 in a 3-round fight, and Van was right up there with him. So they were landing almost 300, 350 strikes, not even just thrown. So
yeah, which was absolutely ridiculous. But here, it's Joshua Van and Pantoja. I love Pantoja. I think he's amazing, but just from watching some stuff, he leaves openings for himself. When he blitzes in, he leaves openings to get hit, and he's never Joshua Van is one of the great. I think he is going to be the greatest flyweight striker of all time. I mean, he's averaging 9 significant strikes. That's per minute. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. But I could definitely see Pantoja blitzing in, and I mean he's gonna try and get the takedowns, but Van's
for sure
defense has held up so far, and when he gets taken down, he gets right back up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said with Brandon Moreno, but I could be a little biased here. I'm gonna take Joshua Van here. I think if this fight extends, I think some people might say it favors Pantoja. I think it favors Van with the volume that he puts up. I'm gonna go with Van here.
Yeah, I'm definitely not crazy to say that. Van is absolutely insane with the amount of strikes he throws. And he's very combo heavy too. He depends on getting inside of the pocket because his reach isn't crazy, but it's not the shortest in the world either. But he really excels when he is in the pocket and just throwing haymakers to the face. And he attacks the body very well too. We saw that against Roy Val. Whenever he would get clinched around the neck, he would just start throwing these crazy body shots. And you could tell it was hurting Roy Val too, and that hurts in the long run too. That's probably why he got dropped in the 3rd round too, because of all the body shots that just kept building up. And then when he finally got that one shot, he dropped him. Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of Van so far. He just came on the scene out of nowhere too. I'm pretty sure he started training 3 years ago.
So 18, yeah.
Yeah, so to get to this far in his career in that short of a time span is very impressive. But as far as Pantoja goes, I feel like there's just levels to the game because Pantoja is another one that's just super well rounded. If you want to go on the feet, he'll go on the feet, and if he wants to take you down, he'll take you down. So I feel like Pantoja's going to try to keep him on the ground this fight. Like you said, though, I think Van will pop up a few times. It's not going to be easy to just keep Van on the ground the entire fight like it was in the KKF and the Asakura fight. He literally just ragdolled them the entire time. But I do feel like Pantoja gets it done, though. I think he's going to win by submission, too. I would say around like round 3 or 4. And it is a give and take with the progression of the fight, how long it goes, who it favors. I think it slightly favors Pantoja, but not as much as it normally would against another fighter. I just think Van is a very good fighter. He's underrated on the ground, too, because he doesn't really go down there. But I feel like when he is down there, he makes the most of it and gets himself out of trouble. So I'm going to go with Pantoja here, but Van could steal this one, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, but I think I think that's the fight I'm most excited for here.
I would agree because I feel like we're getting what we're expecting out of the Merab and Jan fight. But this Pantoja fight, we've never seen Van fight for a title. We've never seen him fight a caliber fighter like Pantoja. Not that Roy Val and all of them are bad, but Pantoja is just the cream of the crop in flyweight. So I'm gonna lean Pantoja, but I am very excited for this fight to see it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, you're not facing a fighter like Pantoja until you fight him, really. I mean, there's no.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm surprised Pantoja never went up a weight division. I understand it right now with Merab, but I'm surprised he didn't try to jump on that opportunity when Sugar Sean was up there because I feel like he could make that fight interesting. Although Sugar's one of the best the UFC has to offer as far as the striking goes, Pantoja has more ways to exploit him than Sugar has for him. So I was surprised he didn't jump, but I feel like Merab's going to keep the belt for a while, so I don't know if he's going to be jumping for that double champ at all.
One last added thing. My thing with Joshua Van, I mean, I feel like a good, not like an amazing sample size, because like when he faced Race to Surya, or however you pronounce his name, Van, it's not the same level as grappling as Pantoja, but he's still a great grappler. He shot a lot of takedowns in that fight.
Oh, yeah.
And Van was able to stuff most of them. I think he took him down maybe once, but he popped right back up. I just like Van over the course of a 5-round fight. He's got great cardio, and he's just going to keep up that volume.
Yeah, he does. After that last fight, to be able to go all 3 rounds and throwing that volume all 3 rounds, even like Rogan and DC and Anik, they were over there like there's no way they could keep this pace up. And they literally threw the exact same amount of volume all the way to the end whistle in the end buzzer in the 3rd round. So his cardio is great. I don't think that's going to be an issue for him at all. If anything, I think that'll be an issue for Pantoja with the age. So I think if Van just keeps the pressure on him, he could really put him on his heels.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we could hop into Merab versus Jan.
I am. I cannot wait for this fight.
I know, but this is actually a rematch. They fought back in 2023, where it was a 5-rounder, so we already saw how a 5-rounder would play out. Merab absolutely dominated Jan. He 50-45'd him. He actually shot 49 takedowns in that fight, and he landed a couple. And I think he attempted over 400 strikes. I believe he landed 200 significant strikes in that fight. Now, I saw Jan come out and say that he couldn't throw his right. He was injured, which I don't know how true that is. People like to cry a lot, but since then, I mean, I honestly think Jan has stayed the same. Even maybe gotten a little worse too. I mean, he's getting a title shot off of beating Marcus McGee, which that's kind of nuts to me. Merab has only improved both like his grappling and striking. I mean, there's really not too much to say here on my end. I just think Merab is he's just the better fighter all around here. He's just going to be able to output more volume. His cardio is just insane. I mean, this is just probably another 50-45 decision. I did see that he said he wanted to knock him out, but Merab don't really knock people out too much.
Yeah.
So probably just say Merab by decision.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I don't think Merab loses this fight. Merab is very underrated on the feet as well. Everyone just looks at him as this machine that just takes everyone down and just dominates on the ground. But he averages over 4 significant strikes per minute. So that is an impressive ratio for the type of fight style he has. And he lands at a 60% clip too. So it's not like this guy's a chump on the feet. He's a champion for a reason. Fighting for the 4th time in 1 year is absolutely insane too. And that just shows the levels that he has. As far as Jan goes, he is regressing as a fighter. He's a little older, but he's younger than Merab, but he's been fighting for a long time. And his peak was when he kneed Aljo on the ground. That completely changed his career.
Just like the most stupid decision I've ever seen in a fight.
It was unreal. I saw an interview. He said that he was looking at the guy's hand placement instead of his feet, which doesn't make any sense if you're going to throw a knee. But he was absolutely ragdolling Aljo in that fight, and he just completely gave up the next 2 years right there with that one knee. So ever since then, he's kind of been building his way back, and he just hasn't been able to do it to the same extent. He's run into 2 losses, the one that you already mentioned against Merab, and he also lost a split decision against Sugar Sean too. So I would think that Jan would be able to win that fight against Sugar, but since he didn't, you could say that it might have been a little favored in Sugar's direction just because of the type of fighter he was, the hype he had.
Yeah.
But I just think that Merab just has too many tools in the bag. He is absolutely dominant on the ground. He hasn't lost a fight in a long time since I'm not even sure when the last time he was that lost a fight, but
yeah, I mean, I know he started 0-2 in the UFC, hasn't lost since. So.
Yeah, like that win streak is just absolutely unreal, and I do not see Jan at this point in his career taking that belt from Merab. I think Merab's going to win Saturday, and then I think he defends it minimum 3 times and wins them all again, because I just don't see this guy losing anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a sign of him slowing down until then. I mean, he's just, there's no reason to pick against him.
He looks better every time he comes out. It's absolutely unreal.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Umar, I thought Umar was going to beat him, and he went up 2-0 the first 2 rounds. I thought he won those first 2, Umar, and then just got absolutely dominated the last 3.
I would say Umar has looked the best against him.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even a competitive fight.
Umar Bautista, he just did not look great at all.
Umar's a very technical fighter. Like, he depends on angles and, like, setups and stuff. Merab, he's like a linebacker. He is just shooting the gap and doing whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, him and Pantoja kind of, because dude, it'll just
very similar.
It'll pretty much just blink.
They are very similar fighters. I feel like Pantoja has more submission arsenal than Merab.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Merab, like, once he gets you on the down, he's keeping you there for minutes, just beating the shit out of you. And then once you get back up, it's right back at it again. And then once he feels like standing with you, then he will, once you're already gassed out. And you can't defend yourself anymore.
Gavin in the chat saying, fuck Merab, Jan by But I think that pretty wraps it up. And then after that, there's I believe 1 more card for the year. I think it's Royval versus Cop to end it.
Yep. Hold on. All right, so that pretty much wraps up what we got today. It's a nice little special. Mike knows his UFC, so
hell yeah,
Logan, very well. Thanks for coming on, Mike. We're sure you'll be on a lot, especially right before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then once summer rolls around, it's pretty much a lot of UFC. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and thanks everyone for listening again. But like I said before the break, we might have something Saturday morning just for the college hoops games that are going on then that we didn't get to today. But have a nice weekend.
See you, everybody. Thanks, Mike.
Peace. Thank you guys. Appreciate coming on.
Yeah, no problem.